Did anybody see the Jets post-game press conferences this weekend? Their post-game interviews. The Jets got beat by the Colts 36-7. It was an ugly game. The New York quarterback, Sam Darnold, had 3 interceptions. 2 of them were returned for touchdowns. And Sam's post-game press conference, oh boy, it was terrible. It was, I don't know. Somebody needs to tell Sam Darnold to shut up, honestly. He is way too honest with the media. It's hard to watch. He treats the media like they're his friend. And I don't know I don't really consider myself part of the media because I try to be, I consider myself a storyteller, even though it's not quite true. But let me tell you, the people at a press conference after a game are not your friend. The people conducting those interviews, writing stories Monday morning about the NFL game in New York especially, do not help them. They will burn you for money in an instant. And the first question of the day for Sam Darnold was, you had 3 interceptions. Take me through those 3 interceptions. It's like, don't answer that. Your answer should be some form of, F you, no. And instead, for some reason, Sam Darnold did. He took them through every single interception. And I'm watching thinking, stop talking. Stop talking. Holy cannoli, he's still talking. Looking at my dad. My dad and I are watching together. I'm like, Sam, stop talking. Shut up, dude. And I've said before that the only reason the Jets should draft a quarterback in the upcoming NFL draft is if they believe they need to replace Sam Darnold because his spirit is broken or his confidence is just completely shot. And in that press conference, Sam Darnold looked, I don't know, we'll see how the year goes on. In that post-game press conference, he looked beaten, dejected, and lost. And I'm sitting, my dad and I are watching this, and I'm looking at my dad wondering, like, where's Sam Darnold's dad? Where is this dude's father? What's happening here? Why is nobody helping Sam Darnold? The Jets media and PR team is just failing him horribly. Why is no one ushering him out of the room, telling him to shut up or say a little bit less at a press conference? I don't understand. I just, oh my gosh. Sam Darnold has problems, but you watch the dude play football, his talent is undeniable. He looks a lot like he did at USC, where Sam is really good, and he'll elevate your team a little bit, but he's got some game break. Like, watch Ohio State versus USC when Sam was in college. There's some bad throws. There's some ugly interceptions. You still see that a couple years out of college. It's like, okay, Sam's got to get better at some point. But it still makes me sad to feel like Sam Darnold's development is a massive missed opportunity where the guy has the talent, and he's never had a good team around him, and he's never had a good coach that you can say, wow, I feel good about this coach. And let's talk about that coach, because I got to say, first of all, my number one message to any young quarterback, whether they're in high school, college, I believe it or not, I do talk to some guys that are going to the NFL, and I always tell them, man, avoid a bad program. Avoid a bad organization. Avoid a bad college football program or an organization or a franchise. Avoid them like the plague, because, and this is not just football advice, I guess, honestly, either. You do not want to work for a dysfunctional organization, a bad company with bad leadership that's poorly run. It's not good for you as a human being. If you can avoid it, do it. Now, some of us need jobs and we can't avoid it, and that's a painful reality of life. But if you can, do not work for a bad organization. I look at Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow has a better opportunity than Sam Darnold to do good things in Cincinnati. Did you see, oh my gosh, did you see Joe Burrow's face after tying with the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday? Not happy. He was pissed. And Joe Burrow keeps playing really, really well and losing or tying with the Philadelphia Eagles. I feel bad for quarterbacks that play for bad organizations. And I encourage people, do not, if you can avoid it, make the Jets somebody else's problem. Do not play for the New York Jets if you don't have to. Now, after watching Sam Darnold's press conference, I watched the Jets head coach Adam Gase do his post-game press conference. And the dude, Adam Gase, is like slouched over. He's literally got his hat down. He's hiding behind the bill of his hat. That guy's not a leader. If your coach loses, you want the guy to be defiant and believe in himself. And Adam Gase just looks beaten and like you hit him over the head with a bat or something. He looks like he's dejected and sad. That guy is not a leader. I mean, look, not a good leader at the very least. And I would not let that guy work with my son or my friend or anybody I cared with. That guy's not the kind of person I'd want anybody I cared with working with. And it honestly looks like Adam Gase is just waiting to be fired. He's sitting around probably for some kind of financial benefit, hoping that if he gets fired, he probably gets paid more than if he resigns. Honestly, that is my conspiracy theory there, is that Adam Gase realizes he'll make more money if the Jets just fire him. I don't know what's going on there, but he does not look like a confident guy who believes he can win in New York at all. I played the video. I watched the Sam Darnold press conference, then the Adam Gase press conference. I watched them at halftime of the Monday Night Football game. And all my friends and family watching the game with me just lost all their energy. They looked dejected. It was terrible. They're on their phones. The energy just got sucked out of the room. And I guess that's the effect that Adam Gase has on a room. I mean, he just really, Adam Gase was the most depressing thing I've seen in a long time. And then now there's this rumor circulating that if the Jets lose on Thursday Night Football to the Denver Broncos, then apparently the Jets are going to fire Adam Gase. And I just wonder why. Why is that the theorized plan? It's a rumor. If it's true, that's really, really stupid. If you want to fire Adam Gase, just pull the trigger. Do it. Don't threaten him with a weird win-loss thing. No, it's not good for anybody. It's not good for Adam Gase. It's not good for the players. It's not good for anybody. It's bad for everybody involved for that to be the case. If you win, you keep your job. If you lose, you're fired. That's supremely dysfunctional. And that's what the Jets are. The Jets are dysfunctional. The next up-and-coming coach in the NFL is named Eric Bieniemy. He is the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. If I were Eric Bieniemy, I would avoid the Jets at all costs. Do not make the Jets your problem. Let the Jets be somebody else's problem. I would not leave a great situation. You have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback. You're winning. Life is good. People think you're a genius. Eric Bieniemy, do not leave Kansas City for the New York Jets. I am begging you. I am warning you. I'm not. You're a good coach. I don't think anybody's really good enough to turn around the Jets at this point. And I just, man, let some sucker take that job. Do not make the Jets your problem. I just would not leave a good situation in Kansas City for a dysfunctional organization like the Jets. I don't know, man. I would not take that job. And I feel bad for Jets fans, man. Honestly, the things I see from people I know that are Jets fans are like, yeah, that's the Jets. And it's why is that the Jets? Why do people choose to follow a team that's this bad and this depressing? I just feel bad for people that have, the Jets don't choose their head coach. I mean, Jets fans, excuse me. If you're a fan of the New York Jets, you have not made any choices to lead you to this pain other than liking a team with an interesting green color. I feel bad for you guys, man. You don't deserve what's going on. And I think a lot of people are victims of the Jets, and it's just painful. It's horrible. And they are just a supremely dysfunctional organization.